Good morning, Spartans and Spartan families. Okay, so this is our preschool vlog orientation information kind of thing. Hopefully I'll be able to address all the questions you guys have, and all this information is going to go out by email and probably post. Ms. Zerger will be sending out at some point today. So first and foremost, school starts back on August 10th. Don't forget that we do have slightly modified hours. Instead of 8:30 to 3:30, it's 8:45 to 3:45. I know a lot of you were concerned about that. It is a bus issue. We are trying to make sure we can get all 13 buses on the road, that we can service both campuses with buses that we have, and to be able to run double routes with them and not have to wait list any bus riders, hopefully. So even with that change in time, I don't really expect it to have a huge impact. We're saying that when we're giving the bus times, we're saying one thing, but keep in mind that once they start running the routes and actually doing it, that's subject to change, that adjustments are made for traffic and things like that, and for how they run the routes and what have you. So don't panic until we're 2 or 3 weeks in. Keep in mind that the first week of transportation is always a mess. It is everywhere. So we tell you to get there a few minutes early and wait 20 or 30 minutes before you give up and think that it hasn't come. Make sure that you're at the right location, all of that kind of stuff. So, and expect issues. Expect buses to run late. Expect buses to run early. Expect issues. It is what it is, and it always has been, and we'll do our best to work it out quickly. If you are assigned to a bus and you are a bus rider, I know a lot of times your parents want to bring you to school for the first couple of days. When you do that, that does affect the busing situation, because the drivers are, planning their routes and their stops based on the number of kids that are getting on. And we are waitlisting or adding kids based on the number of kids you get on. So if you're not on the bus the first couple of days, it actually has a major effect. So if you are assigned a bus, please make sure that you are on that bus the first couple of days. That way you are counted, and we do make sure that we have a seat for you, and that we're not adjusting based on not having you. Second thing you need to know is there is a back to school bash on Thursday, August 5th. It does run total time 10 to 3. Middle school scheduled pickup is 10 to 12. High school scheduled pickup is 12 to 2. You guys are going to come into the cafeteria, find the table that is aligned with the first letter of your last name, and pick up your folder. In your folder will be your schedule. It'll be your transportation assignment if you've requested it. It will have your an update, a pupil ID form and other forms that you need to update every year for us. It will have your house assignment. If you're new to us, you've been assigned to a house. If you're returning, your house doesn't change. You will also be able to pick up on the same day. You'll be able to pick up your student IDs. Returning students, remember, only your first lanyard was free. If you need a replacement lanyard, you are paying for that. That is $3 for the lanyard. Everybody gets a new ID for free every year. If you're a new student, your first lanyard and first ID are both free. So that will be done. So be prepared to have your picture taken when you enter on the 5th, so that we can get those IDs generated. You should, hopefully we'll have the agendas in on time. We may not, but if we do, you'll be able to purchase agendas the same day. Those run $5. You do need the agenda to function as your hall pass if you're using the bathroom or what have you. If we don't have them in on time for the bash, then you will be able to buy them through first period or during lunch during the first week of school in the main office. Remember, if you do take medication at school, you do need to have your medical forms filled out. Those are downloadable on the website, also available for pickup on the 5th. If you owe shot records, depending on your grade level, I think it's 7th grade if I'm not mistaken, you need to make sure you have those. You're not permitted to attend school without those. Remember that you do have to do a new physical if you're planning on playing sports. Your courses. So your courses are chosen based on what you need to graduate, and based on previous data, standardized test score data. And the electives were chosen when you got your acceptance packages, or if you're returning, it was done last fall. We do our best. They're not always perfect. So somewhere in your folder, you'll also find a link to be able to go on and do a course change request form if need be. Also during the bash, we are going to try to have the majority of the sports and clubs and organizations represented by student representatives, and tables where new students can get information and ask questions about what extracurriculars we do offer. Also, Aztec Graphics is our uniform supply company, and they are going to be on site during the bash. They will have a few pieces of uniforms for you to kind of size and guess, try on, whatever. You will be able to place orders. They will not have stock to sell on site. If you've already placed your order with Aztec Graphics and they've called you and told you that your order is ready for pickup, they will not be bringing it to the bash automatically. If you want them to bring it to the school so you can pick it up that day, you do have to call them and tell them that that's what you want, or email them and tell them that's what you want. They will only do that by specific request, and that's again only if you've been told that it was already that your order's already ready. Let's see. Keep in mind for uniforms Monday through Thursday, you guys are in regular uniform. Middle school students, your colors are gold and gray. High school students are maroon and white. Fridays are Friday t-shirts. The middle school ones are gold, and the high school ones are the maroon color. Remember, Thursdays are house days, so you can always wear your house shirts. If you've purchased them in the past, new students' house shirts will be available for purchase within the first couple of weeks of school. PE, remember PE for middle school, it's the beige natural color t-shirts, gray for the middle school students, and then solid athletic shorts or pants. Remember, no head coverings unless it's a religious exception. Outerwear needs to be school approved outerwear purchased from either Aztec Graphics or one of our other fundraising vendors. If the temperature falls below 59 degrees, a text blast will go out for you to be able to wear something other than that. Otherwise, it is school approved outerwear as well. It is any color pants. I know there was a discrepancy on the website a couple of weeks ago. I do believe we got that fixed. So denim, blue jeans, black, gray, solid colored denim or khaki slacks, docker style, pants, short skirts, skirts, capris, fingertip length or longer, no rips, tears, holes, frays, or print. And no spandex, no joggers or sweatpants. Remember, no Crocs. We used to permit those. Students couldn't keep that strap on the back, and so it became a hazard, so Crocs are not permitted. Any violation of dress code does result in a detention. If you have ordered or are ordering your uniforms and you're a new student and they have not come in by the first day of school, you will need to bring proof of purchase of having purchased the uniforms with you to keep from getting a detention, to show that you've ordered it and they're just not in yet. And in the meantime, you'll want to wear your colored polo shirts, plain polo shirts in the meantime. Also, if you are struggling, we do have a lot of donated uniform shirts that we can look through to find something for you if need be. And you just come by the main office for that. Masks are optional this school year so far, subject to change. CDC comes back and tells us something else, and we'll make changes on the fly. But right now, the plan is that we are mask optional. If you want to wear it, wear it. If you don't want to wear it, you don't have to wear it. We won't be doing temperature checks at the gate again this year. We will be doing random temperature checks as needed throughout the school day, again, if needed. If you're sick, we ask you to stay home. If you've been exposed, we ask you to stay home. We are still doing sanitizing at the gate, so there is still the table out there with the sanitizer. You do still need to sanitize as you walk in. Sanitizing stations throughout the campus, and teachers and students will be sanitizing those desks and classrooms throughout the day. Buses will be sanitized at the end of every route. And then, of course, our regular cleaning and sanitizing at the end of the school day. If you are new to our district, then you may not be in Skyward, which means that you will have a paper schedule for the first couple days till they get you into Skyward. That also means that we won't be able to access like a lunch number for you. So we ask that you just be patient. Every year, the district takes up to a couple of weeks to get new students into Skyward, and a lot of that depends on when you have applied and when you've gotten all your paperwork in. Right now, Skyward has been locked every other day or so for about, 3 or 4 days now. While they do the rollover, we're having issues with access and what have you. So again, please understand that anything to do with Skyward or you being in our student information system is not the school, it is the district. We have zero control over that. We're at their mercy. Lunch numbers. If you are not new to the district, your lunch number that you've always had will still be your lunch number. You need to make sure you memorize your lunch number. To get into the main office, you need that. There is the access panel out there. Returning students, the science wing now has the RFID panel for you guys to put in your codes to access the building now. So you can't get into the science wing, can't get into building C or the gym without having memorized your lunch number and entering that. The office staff has worked for all summer to get your numbers in. They should all be in. They should all be correct. If you do have an issue, you do need to send an email to or come by and see Miss Lindsay in the office so that she can get that fixed for you if it does need to be fixed. So again, memorize your lunch numbers, or you can't access the buildings and you can't get to class. Let's see. I think I said that schedules are going to be in the folders that you pick up on the 5th, and there will be a link to an online schedule change request form if you do need to request schedule changes. It is all online, and that link will be in your folder. Parents, just so that you are aware, the first 2 days of school in August, every class goes over the student handbook. Student handbook is also available on the website. I believe it's down right now for editing, but it'll be back up. But they go over that in every single class for the first couple of days of school, so there's never an I didn't know as an excuse for your students. Also, they will go over dismissal procedures during the last class, the first couple of days of school, and then Mr. Trader usually puts out something for the parents, letting them know about dismissal procedures as far as pickup in the afternoons. So make sure you're following all that. Remember, you cannot park out on the street or on the circle. It's not safe for our students to walk to you, and the city and the police department's asked us not to do that. Also remember that you cannot park on Wolverine for students to walk up to you either, because those houses, those driveways are private property, and yeah, so you can't do that either. We do follow the district's calendar, and I have already updated the calendar on the website. So it does show the end of every 9 weeks. It shows when report cards are coming out. It shows when there are half day, early release days, holidays, etc. That's all already on the calendar on the school's webpage. And we do follow the districts at the moment. supply list. I know a lot of new students are asking about supply lists. Your teachers will have class specific supply lists. In the meantime, your best bet is to go with obviously writing utensils, notebooks or composition books, and folders, just the basic stuff. And then you probably want a flash drive. And otherwise your teachers will tell you what you need when you get into their classes. Some teachers do the class fee instead of class supplies, where you'll do a class fee and the teachers will take care of getting the supplies for you. I think that's everything. I'm sure I'm missing some things. Once we get this posted, if you have questions, feel free to comment questions. We'll get to them as quickly as we can. You can always email Miss or Miss Wilson with questions. Okay, I think that's everything. Again, don't forget the bash is on Thursday the 5th and 10 to 12 for middle school, 12 to 2 for high school. At the bash that day, we're partnering with the city and offering COVID vaccinations. So I know they're doing the Pfizer one that's for 12 years old and up. You do have to have a parent with you if you want that. And the city's trying to have a couple of I think it's the Johnson & Johnson one that's a one shot for any parents or guardians that are coming by. It is completely free of charge. So that will be available during the bash. I think it's Cornerstone Pediatrics, I think is the name of it. The doctors Aponte will be here doing athletic physicals. So if you are an athlete or planning on trying out for a team and you need your athletic physical, they will be on site doing that day. I believe it is for a $10 or $15 donation. I'm not sure which, but I know that we put out information about that, so you can take a look at that, previous posts and blasts to get that information. Again, parents, the folder that the kids are going to be picking up will have a pupil ID form that does need to be updated every single year. So get that updated, drop it off in the main office. Otherwise, office staff will be calling you and bugging you for the first couple of days of school till you get that in. I think that's everything. We look forward to seeing everybody. We are also going to be reposting the videos that we did that show the students how to create their email account, how to access Collegia, and we are working on a Skyward Access video tutorial for the parents as well. So we'll get that out as soon as possible also. All right. You guys have a great day. We'll see you guys really soon.